Alright, on this weekly kick of videos, we are back at it. Today is Whatchamacallit Wednesday, and today we're going to talk about dummy projectors. So, not HID, not LED, not even functional really, but they are a very cool aesthetic if you're looking for that projector look without that projector space. So let's go check it out. These are 2018 STI headlights. These are 2018 STI headlights on drugs. So today, like I said, dummy projectors are the topic. Luckily, we have a couple sets of 2018 STI headlights in right now, so I can show you guys why we need to do that. So with these lights, this, which is typically going to be like a high beam area of a headlight, is actually the turn signal. So putting a projector in here, the first flaw is already it's not going to be adjustable. So if we're trying to aim this to match the low beam, which is adjustable, it's going to be a little bit harder to get that. The second part that's going to cause an issue is if you look at the bulb, it's actually mounted at an angle. So if we were to try to put a projector through there, it's already going to be kind of fighting against the shape that the lights come. So what we did is install a projector look in order to give it that same look that the customer's going for, but not the projector function. So our customer Jason wanted to do these dummy projectors as well as hex halos, so that's why you'll see this area from the top and bottom cut out. So in order to do that, let's go ahead and show you guys behind the scenes of how we mounted this in there. So the reason a dummy projector is okay for this application is because the low beam is bi-xenon, so it functions as both low and high beam. So we're not really worried about the turn signal. We're actually doing a sequential C-light turn signal in this light, as well as with the projector on there, it's still going to be able to have the turn signal and it's going to illuminate the projector itself. So we're not really worried about functionability or functionality at this point, more just the looks of the car. First thing we do is take a regular projector here and actually just unbolt the front. This is the part we want. This is the part that's going to allow us to have a demon eye in there as well as mount a halo to it. Once we have that backing that we're not going to use off, we kind of figure out how to mount this in there in order to fit all the goodies we need to. So what we ended up doing is just cutting the legs off of this because we don't need to mount those to anything, and then placing it in a shroud. So pretty much put this in the shroud. We'll glue it in there just to kind of have a bond, and then obviously we'll have to trim this in order to fit inside of there. But what this allows us to do is mount a demon eye inside of this so that it illuminates. We can do a honeycomb or any other sort of lens etching, as well as put a halo on it. Without that, if we were to try to put a halo inside of this, it just kind of float in there, which is a little bit awkward looking. We wouldn't be able to do any sort of etching. We wouldn't have a demon eye available either. That's really the point of doing all this, is just more aesthetic. So you can see here that a lot of material needed to be removed from the normal shroud to the dummy one, and that's just in order to fit in this very confined tight space. So we just use a belt sander to sand the sides down and get it in there like so. And then from there, what we'll do is just drill a hole in the top and then the bottom with some set screws, and that'll hold that projector in place. We'll use some glue as well to make sure it has a nice tight fit, but you can see here it's already really not going anywhere even before we put the screws in, so I really feel really good about these staying in there. So the last part I do want to mention, which is the hard part about mounting dummy projectors, is getting the orientation correct. With a normal projector, because it's being mounted in the back of the headlight, as far as the aim up and down or left or right, it's going to be pretty centered, or a little bit easier because the rear of that cup kind of creates like a V for the projector to go into. With the dummy projectors, they're typically going to go into areas where you can't fit a full projector. So the hard part about doing these was it was very difficult to try to aim it up or down correctly, and then same with left and right. It's very easy for the projector to want to be aimed this way, where we actually need to follow these stripes here in order to get it straight. We have that mounted in there. We are going to be painting this all black upon the customer's request, but I just wanted to show you guys how it's going to mock up in there. So you can kind of see, compared to the factory projector, the alignment looks mint. The other thing we have to do with the 2018 STI lights is they have this kind of crossbar, so we do have to cut that out and then fiberglass that hole just so it looks nice and flush. And then the last thing we'll have to do with these is we do have to trim the housing in order to fit these projectors. So a lot of work goes into making these look good, but we're already at a really good point to be able to move forward with the project. And that's gonna be the next part, is just trimming the housing. But the dummy projector is done, just needs to be painted and all the other fun stuff added to it. Stop. Cody only gets film bending over. Right. So thanks for thanks for joining us today on the dummy projectors. You guys will be seeing these lights done very soon, so keep an eye out. We will make sure to take some pictures and special attention to the dummy projectors, so keep an eye on those. If you guys have any questions about how this works or why we do dummy projectors, like I said, it's mostly aesthetic. But thanks once again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.